Sometimes I can feel it coming, like a moving time.
Howdy guys, welcome back to TV Movie Mistress. As always, I'm your host Moji, and I am back this week to talk about a couple of the BL dramas I'm watching. So let's start out with Kiseki. Kiseki is a BL drama from Thailand. I wasn't really checking for it, but it did come up on Viki, and that's where I'm currently watching it from. It's called Kiseki aka Kiseki Season of Miracles. Now, Kiseki is, if you've watched the history series, I would say this is kind of your show. It's got like a choppy vibe in terms of the characters and sort of what the hell is going on. A lot of it feels fanciful, honestly, but it works in that BL fanciful kind of way, as it always does with these type of shows. And it's also known as Kiseki Dear to Me. It's a love story between like a gangster and this high school student. You've got an aspiring doctor by Zong-yi, played by Taro Lin, who is very helpful but also a very studious and focused young man. And at one point, this, I would say, gangster, and I'm going to use that in the loosest term because he acts more like an undercover cop than he does a gangster. But he takes in Fanjiru into his home after finding him in an alleyway bloodied and bruised. And like the dude just decides he's going to stay. And there's an attraction between them as he nurses him to health. Eventually, friendship, camaraderie, so on and so forth. But like, one, you're of age, my guy, and this is an underage kid. I think the way the show kind of got around that was the episode or the series starts with a fast forward to Bai Zong-yi, like 5 years in the future, or like after 5 years in jail. I've only watched the first, I think however many episodes are out, the first 6 episodes, and I'm liking it so far. The second leads are crazy because it's got this alternate story of like the slimmest and like funniest dude I've ever seen, who is just angry and psychopathical. That's not even the word, sociopathical. He's just like, I don't care, I'll kill people, I'll drive them over. And he's like freshly turned 18 and like a crazy psycho gangster, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, there's a lot. So again, to those of you who've watched history series, Beloved, some of those type of shows, it's got that kind of feel. Again, I've watched 6 episodes. I like it. It's not bad. Hopefully, I'm hoping it lands well, but there's not a lot of substance to it. It is a lot of fluff. What else am I watching? Okay, this one I also wasn't checking for. It's airing on YouTube, Only Friends, and this is a GMTV, what's that word? A GMTV production, and from episode 1, I've sort of been like, this ain't gonna do what they think it's gonna do, and I will honestly say there's been 8 episodes, and I will say I've liked 7 out of the 8. It's a messy show. It's meant to be a messy show. Like I said, it stars a lot of the big GMMTV longtime stars. You've got Boston as character Neo. You've got Nick, who plays Mark. You've got Top, played by Force. You've got Sand, played by First. Ray plays Kaotong, and Mew plays Book. So again, it's like a lot of leads from other BL series in this ensemble compilation, and it's titled Only Friends. In my head, I feel like this should be titled Y'all Are Not Friends at All, but I would say as someone in her 30s, this is exactly how friendship in your 20s work when you just don't know any better. It's very realistic in that sense. So you've got Mew, Ray, Boston, and Nam. They're like all business students running a hostel together, and they're all friends. But it's just like Mew is like the virgin of the group. And then you've got Boston, who's a whore. And the worst person from in the group. Then you've got, who else do you got? You've got Sand. You've got Ray, who is Mew's best friend. So again, it's like you've got these 4 friends who are, again, loosest of terms friends. They're these are the friends of your 20s. If you're in your 20s, that is not being disrespectful at all. Because, like, I went through some friendships that will stay with me forever. But also just realize that I would never have those type of friendships today. And that's not to, like, say anything about the friendship. Everyone I have loved in life, I still love, whether or not they are in my life anymore, honestly. Everyone that comes into your life, for to not sound like a freaking cheesy quote, for whatever reason and whatever season. But this group of messy, I wasn't really sure they could handle the messy. I wasn't sure they were going to be able to sustain the messy. And the messy is, how do I put this? The messy circulates around Mew, who is like the group virgin, who's like, I want to save it. I just don't want to lose it to anyone. I'm about the world, and it's not about that. And then you've got Ray, who's his best friend, who's like in love with him, but Mew does not reciprocate. Top is played by Forrest, who I have only seen him in like Enchante and other like cutesy dramas. So he absolutely plays an asshole, a terrible person. And this is also another type of show where they talk about drugs and actually show drug use and like alcoholism and all of that. So I will say, kudos to them for sort of taking a typical BL a little bit further than they normally do. Now, you've got this four friends, and then you kind of have these, like, Sand is probably paired with Ray. So things just kind of start getting messy because the messiest in the group, Boston, is also very jealous and insecure and likes to sleep with his friends' boyfriends and not think that's a trashy thing to do. So it's basically a show about how messy behavior leads to a sex tape, leads to just a changing friendship and just messy all around. Again, I've watched the first 8 episodes. There's 8 out of 12. I will say I feel like the first 7 episodes were realistically messy. Episode 8 seems to have now gone into the rest of the episode is just gonna be like revenge focused. But like the person who's out for revenge after 8 episodes just seems like he like the answer is not revenge. The answer is move on with your life, honey. And if you've watched it, you know who I mean. But yeah, that's my Only Friends. The title is Only Friends. You can again watch it on YouTube. Now, what else am I watching? Oh, this is a good one. I'm also watching Naughty Babe. Now, Naughty Babe is the sequel to Cutie Pie. This Naughty Babe tells the story of the besties of the main leads from Cutie Pie. And we have been waiting for this show, this series, from maybe 2020, 2021. Let me see if I can see when Cutie Pie came out. Cutie Pie came out. Wow, okay, it's still scrolling. 2020. It must have came January 2022. I really felt like this came out mad long ago, and it's like last year, bitch. Oi, okay. Not that long ago, but it feels like forever ago. Since COVID, I don't know how time works anymore, y'all. So this show stars, you've got Nat Nathasit, who plays Kandao, and then you've got Max, who plays Yi. Now, of course, we've got the main leads from the other show in here as well. New and Z-Prook, you know them by the hashtag. They are living their best soul relationship life. And they are sort of in here supporting actors playing Kerr and Lian, the best friends of the leads in this show, who are also in a relationship. And also, I'm thinking the actor S, who plays On, the bodyguard, who now wears a 6-piece suit, he must be getting a spinoff, because sir, why the glow up? You're sitting down, you're having your own scenes. I'm expecting something to come from him soon, is the point. Now, this is on iQIYI, uncut, or you could just also watch it on YouTube, cut. It's, of course, the story is about Yi and Kandao, who have been engaged for the longest, and in Cutie Pie, the series, we see their relationship before the series starts is Kandao is like, I'm out of this relationship, this dude doesn't love me, he's cheating, blah, blah, blah. And on his way to leaving the country, he gets into an accident that leads to him losing his memory. And he loses his memory for like maybe 48 hours, but then he keeps pretending to have lost his memory in order to win back Kandao into his life. And during the entire amnesia plotline, he's kind of like a puppy. He's like more in love, but still very fighty and bossy. But it's him trying to hold on to Kandao. But then the backstory to Kandao, and this is where the crazy kind of comes in, is that the reason they're engaged is when Kandao was like a baby or a toddler or a child. For some reason, Yi's family had a tiger, and this tiger, like, was released possibly by Yi and tried to attack Kandao, but, like, attacked another man and, like, mauled his face. So, like, Kandao's got, like, amnesia issues because of this. It's just crazy, but something, if, like, a tiger almost killed me, I, too, would probably have amnesia from the... As I say, it just sounds ridiculous. I, too, would have amnesia in that type of situation. But ultimately, it's how does this end? What's going to happen when Kandao finds out Yi has been lying about still losing his memory? Will they still get married? Something else that I like that was not really something I was checking for was Yi's dad and how he absolutely loves Kandao. Like, I am over the trope of like evil parents, so it's very refreshing whenever we get a parent who is very pro whoever their child wants to love. But yeah, this is also really good production wise. There are a lot of ads within the show, and you can kind of notice it. But it's an expensive show, guys. It's like James Bond. You're gonna see a Heineken, you're gonna see a watch, you're gonna see a suit. All of that shit is ads because shows are expensive to produce. I feel like if it fits into the world and it's not like just over the top ridiculous, then it works. So what else am I watching? My personal Weatherman is a Japanese BL drama that is on Viki. Completely love it. It is about this. Well, one of the leads is he's a weatherman, and in college he entered into this relationship with a junior of his where he's like, look, you can follow your dream. You just like, you don't have to worry about bills. Just live with me, cook for me, and basically be like my boo thing. Over the years, this guy who becomes a weather forecaster, Segasaki, even though he has like this very like clean cut image on news weather, he's very much so a quote unquote tyrant at home with his partner, Yo. And Yo, when this series starts, I anyway, quickly realize like he in his head thinks he's a mistress when he is absolutely a housewife, and he's kind of a housewife losing his mind. He thinks he's in this salacious relationship with Segasaki, and like he doesn't have rights, but it's also like just because of he's very much so someone who is always in his head, and he's still thinking like we entered into this agreement where I cook and clean for Segasaki, and also I have sex in exchange for free rent, which understandable, but we start to see that the relationship is definitely more than that. And I have just been loving how cute and sweet and the amazing chemistry between the leads played by Higuchi Kohei and Mashiko Atsuki. Like, just really good job. What's different about this is, of course, that Yo is an erotic manga artist, and he's very much proud of the work he does as an erotic manga artist, and just kind of wants to prove himself, and not just prove himself, but prove himself worthy for Segasaki, in a sense, like worthy of being with him, if that makes sense. So the series is not over yet. I am watching it on Viki, and we'll keep watching it. Now, let's see. I'm going to speed through the last couple, and that's going to be June and June, which is on Viki. This is a cute one. Not a lot of stakes. It's about... It's a Korean BL drama one, but it is about two childhood friends, Choi Jun and Lee Jun, first name Jun and Jun, who were childhood friends and then like went their separate ways and then reunite as adults where You've got Choi Jun, who is now a general manager, and you have Lee Jun, who ends up working at his company. So it's a very cute rom-com. It's finished. It was about 8 episodes, I believe. Director is Kim Hyun-hae, and it's a very sweet drama. Very, very sweet. Final BL drama I'm watching that I want to mention, and then I'll tell you what my ranking is from must watch to watch whenever, and that is Wedding Plan. Now, Wedding Plan was also a limited series, and it takes place in the world of Love in the Air, which continues to be one of my favorite dramas from 2022. I literally just watched it like 12 hours ago. Still love it. Great plot, great actors, great chemistry. But in this kind of expands the world to a friend of theirs by the name of Salom, who is basically like a rich businessman, and a wedding planner, Nam Nue, who, unbeknownst to Nam Nue, the bride-to-be, Yua and Salom, one's a lesbian, one's a gay man, are being set up by their families. It's an arranged marriage, but Yua already has the love of her life, but she's a woman, and Salom and her kind of do this plan where they'll get married for their families and then kind of go about their life. And this is a Me Mindy production, and I believe I saw this on iQIYI on Cut as well. So they have this plan. He ends up meeting Nam Nue, who's a wedding planner, and kind of decides to use that as a jumping point to like woo him, but it's also a fake wedding on the side, which Nam Nue doesn't know about. So through the entire process, it's just Nam Nue kind of freaking out that he's about to break a happy home up, or like he's about to cheat with a client. And it's very conflicting because on the one hand, that's a terrible thing to let someone you like feel. But the show does a great job in, I think, acknowledging that and also resolving it. But yes, the show exists because one partner is lying and manipulative, point blank. Like, I'm not even going to argue that. If your loved one is doing this to you in real life, there is a problem. I also like this drama because we get to see the leads from Love in the Air as well, which I'm always pro. So again, it continues the expanding world of Love in the Air. Yeah, definitely a lot of money spent. I love the costume. I love seeing the girl love side of things. All the production goes to boy love. I do hope they continue to produce girl love content. It needs to exist, which is hilarious to say, but kind of compared with boy love, like it's nothing, like just a sea of nothing. I think that's all I've got. So I'm going to tell you guys the order I think you should watch these shows. Oh, I lied. One very last show to quickly mention, that's Laws of Attraction. This is one of those shows that I describe, even though it's a BL drama, it is absolutely a quote-unquote show with a plot. It's just that the male characters like same-gendered people, honestly. I've seen the first couple episodes, maybe the first 3 or 4, and it's kind of wild how it starts, because it starts with the death of a child and a lawyer who comes into the picture to defend basically the person who was supposed to have done it. And it's a Thai drama. You have the person who loses their loved one, and the lawyer who's very ruthless and honestly kind of like loose in the head. He kind of has a little bit of Joker in him, is what I'd say. But you've got these two people who come together because of this death, and it leads to just intrigue, suspicion. Someone's trying to kill them, and it's also trying to find out who the real killer is. But because of their opposites personalities, it does kind of bring them closer as the lawyer, the victim, and and his family kind of try to figure it out. So this is actually a really good show. Less romantic, like again, they're trying to solve something, but it is a Thai drama on iQIYI. Absolutely recommend it. So on that note, I will now finally give you the order of must watch for all of the BL dramas I am currently watching. Now, this is my list. This is completely subject to nothing, no facts, no tallies. There's no scorecard of how I figured this out. It could change tomorrow. But as of right now, this is my order of must watch. So watch when you have a chance. Number 1, My Personal Weatherman. Number 2, June and June. Number 3, Naughty Babe. Number 4, Only Friends. Number 5, Laws of Affection. Number 6, Wedding Plan. And finally, number 7, Kiseki. So that is my recommendation. Watch them all, but that's sort of, I would say, the priority I would go in. That's all I've got for you guys. Share your list with me. Let me know what you guys are currently watching in BL Land. I would absolutely love a recommendation. Which of these shows that I mentioned do you think is complete crapola? And which do you think is gold? Please, please let me know as well. Come join the Facebook group. I'm kind of just, not a lot of people talk BL with me in there, so I would always appreciate more people who enjoy talking BL joining the Facebook group, which you can find in the show notes. So that's all I've got. As always, thank you guys very much for checking out the show, for giving me a listen, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye.